Hello friends, I am Anvesha and I welcome all of you to my channel Aspiring Banker Anvesha. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and also click the bell icon to get notified for the upcoming videos. In today's video, I will be discussing a reading comprehension for your IBPS SO prelims examination and people who are preparing for IBPS clerk prelims, please watch the RC. Please practice the RC. This will be helpful for you as well. Okay. Okay, let's read and understand the passage at first and then we will solve the questions. Okay. Around 165 AD, the Anatolian town of Hierapolis erected a statue to the god Apollo Alexicarchos, the avatar of evil, so that people might be spared from a terrible new infectious disease with utterly gruesome symptoms. The meaning is that around 165 AD, the people of this town they built a statue. Okay, why? Because they thought that the statue will protect them from the new infectious disease. Okay, which had serious symptoms. Victims were known to endure. So it was known that that victims of this infectious disease, the people who got affected, the patients had fever, chills, upset stomach, and diarrhea. Chills means what? Chills means they felt very cold. Okay, that turned from red to black over the course of a week. So this diarrhea turned from red to black over a course of a week. Okay. They also developed horrible black pox over their bodies. So black pox like this, horrible black pox over their bodies, both inside and out, that scabbed over and left disfiguring scars. Smallpox had hit Rome. Okay, so along with all these, smallpox had also hit Rome. Okay, and these things actually these things left very bad ugly scars. Okay, scars means spots. Okay, scars means marks. Infectious diseases was long a part of Roman life. Even the richest Romans could not escape the terrors of a world without germ theory, refrigeration, or clean water. Malaria and intestinal diseases were, of course, rampant. Rampant means what? Widespread. But some of the ailments Romans suffered boggled the mind. Vicious fevers, wasting diseases, and worms living in putrefying wounds that refused to heal. So, the meaning of this passage is that Rome always had infectious diseases. Okay, Romans always suffered from infectious diseases, but there are some diseases that actually, set people back. Okay, and one of those is your vicious fevers, and vicious fevers, wasting diseases, and worms were among them. Okay. The meaning of boggle the mind, boggle is surprise. Okay. So but some of the ailments Romans suffered, boggle the mind means some of the ailments, diseases that Romans suffered actually surprised people, like vicious fevers, wasting diseases, and worms living in putrefying wounds that refuse to heal. Putrefying means what? Decaying, rotting wounds. Okay. The 4th century emperor Julian found it a particular point of pride that he had only vomited once in his entire life. Now just imagine, people were proud because they vomited once in a life. So such was the scenario in Rome. Okay, people were so ill. Next, but smallpox was different. Rome's first smallpox epidemic began as a terrifying rumor from the east, spreading through conversations that often simultaneously transmitted both news of the disease and the virus itself. So in case of smallpox, what happened at first in Rome, smallpox was just a rumor. which had come from the east, but later the virus also spread along with the disease. Okay, the pathogen moved stealthily at first. Stealthily means what? Secretly, cautiously, with people first showing symptoms 2 weeks or so after contracting it. So after getting infected, people showed symptoms. People took 2 weeks time to show symptoms. Okay, the plague waxed and waned for a generation, peaking in the year 189. Plague means the epidemic, the disease. Okay, waxed means made records, and waned means decreased for a generation, peaking in the year 189. So one, it grew and also it decreased. Okay, for a generation, peaking in the year 189, when so in this year it was in its peak. So it was the epidemic was widespread. When a witness recalled that 2000 people died per day in the crowded city of Rome. So just imagine 2000 people died every day. Smallpox devastated much of Roman society. So, smallpox destroyed much of Roman society. The plague so ravaged the empire's professional armies. So, it also damaged the empire's professional armies that offensives were called off. It decimated the aristocracy to such a degree the town council struggled to meet. So, it even destroyed the aristocracy, that is the sophistication, to such a degree that town councils struggled to meet. The town councils also did not meet. Local magistracies went unfilled. So these posts were also not filled. Community organizations failed for lack of members. So in community organizations also people did not take membership. There were lack of members. It cut such deep swaths through the peasantry that abandoned farms and depopulated towns. So peasantry means the labor. The labor, they also abandoned, they left the farms and depopulated towns dotted the countryside from Egypt to Germany. So from the countryside, in the countryside, the towns in the countryside were depopulated, that is people left. Okay, next, the psychological effects were, if anything, even more profound. So the psychological effects were more strong. The teacher Aelius Aristide survived a nearly lethal means what? Deadly case of the plague during its first pass through the empire in the 160s. So this teacher suffered from a deadly case of the epidemic. Aristides would become convinced that he had lived only because the gods chose to take a young boy instead. He could even identify the young victim. So Aristides thought that he would have been dead if not God had chosen someone else to become the victim. So there was a young person who became the victim, who died instead of him. Most of all, though, the disease spread fear. So this is one more thing. The disease spread fear. People were frightened. Smallpox killed massively, gruesomely, and in waves. So many people died because of smallpox. Okay, I'll not tell you the meaning of gruesome here because we will learn that in the questions. Okay, fine. Now, smallpox, the fear among Romans was so pronounced back then that today archaeologists working all over the world, all over the old imperial territory, still find amulets and little stones carved by people desperately trying to ward off the pestilence. So this fear was so pronounced, which means this was so much evident among the Roman people that today, even today archaeologists, they find amulets and little stones. Okay, stones. These stones were carved, that is they made something on these stones to desperately ward off, which means ward off means what? So that something goes away. Okay. What of the pestilence? Pestilence means the epidemic. Okay. What of the pestilence means to ward off the epidemic. Okay. Ward off means to avoid something. Okay. In the face of smallpox's sustained assault, the resilience of the empire amazes. Romans first responded to plagues by calling on the gods. Like Hierapolis, many cities across the Roman world sent delegations to Apollo asking for the god's advice about how to survive. So, Romans first responded to plagues. So it was Romans who first responded to epidemics by praying, okay, by calling to gods. They asked the god Apollo, they wanted advice from the god about how to survive. Okay. So they prayed. They had nothing else to do, so they prayed. Next, towns dispatched the delegates collectively, an affirmation of the power of community to stand together amidst horrors. Okay, so here towns sent the delegates collectively so that it could be understood that people stand together in this time of horror. People were united, and when communities began to buckle, Romans reinforced them. Emperor Marcus Aurelius responded to the deaths of so many soldiers by recruiting slaves and gladiators to the legions. He filled the abandoned farmsteads and depopulated cities by inviting migrants from outside the empire to settle within its boundaries. Cities that lost large number of aristocrats replaced them by various means, even filling vacancies in their councils with the sons of freed slaves. The empire kept going despite death and terror on a scale no one had ever seen. Gladiator means people who fight. Fighters, okay? People who fight using weapons. So, fighters. So, when communities began to buckle, this means when communities began to surrender, began to bend, surrender, Romans reinforced them. Emperor Marcus Aurelius responded to the deaths of so many soldiers by recruiting slaves. So many soldiers died. So this emperor, what did this emperor do? He recruited slaves and gladiators to the legions. Legions means huge number of people, huge number. So we can say to the soldier group, okay? So no, here what we can say is to the regiment. Okay. He filled the abandoned farmsteads and depopulated cities by inviting migrants from outside the empire to settle within his boundaries. So remember the boundaries, the city boundaries were depopulated. People left the cities. So he invited the migrants to come and settle there. Cities that lost large number of aristocrats replaced them by various means. So their district magistracies, then your councils were empty. So Romans, what the Romans did? What did this emperor do? This emperor filled the vacancies with the sons of freed slaves. The empire kept going despite death and terror on a scale no one had ever seen. COVID-19 has brought about the first time that much of our world has faced the sudden, unseen, and unremitting fear of an easily spread and deadly infectious disease. So, COVID-19 has brought, so this is the first time in our world that COVID-19 has brought a time and in this such a time that the world is facing a sudden, unseen, something that the world has never seen, and unremitting fear of an easily spread and deadly infectious disease. Okay, fine. Next, such a crisis can spur terrified citizens to blame each other for the suffering. So, what the citizens are doing, they are blaming each other for suffering. How are they blaming? So, this is a person, he comes near an infectious person and he gets infected. So, he will obviously blame this person. Okay. So in this way, people are blaming each other. Okay, fine. Now, unremitting. What is the meaning of unremitting? Unremitting means continuous fear. So, continuous fear of an easily spread and deadly infectious disease. Spur means what? Spur means encourage, instigate. Terrified citizens instigate. To blame each other for the suffering. It can exacerbate existing social and economic divisions. So it can even worsen the divisions. So already in the society there are social and economic divisions, and this COVID-19 can worsen the situation. It can even destroy societies, but that need not be so. The Antonine plague was far deadlier than COVID-19, and the society it hit was far less capable of saving the sick than we are now. So there was a plague, Antonine plague, and this was far deadlier than COVID-19, and at that time the society was not so well prepared also to save the sick people like now. But Rome survived. Its communities were rebuilt, and survivors even came to look back on the time of the plague and an odd nostalgia for what it showed about the strength of the society and the government. So it showed how the society was strong, how the government was strong in fighting the disease. There are only a few days left for IBPS clerk prelims examination. Unacademy has brought a college free scholarship test series for bank examinations, which will be held on the 18th of every month, and this is a full length test series. Okay, reasoning, quants, and English, all the sections will be there, full length test series. Okay, so every month there will be a different target. Okay, so this time the target is IBPS clerk prelims examination. So don't miss this opportunity. 18th, mark the calendar. The test is on 18th. The link will be given in the description box. So go to the link, enroll the test series, and grab this opportunity. Amazon vouchers will be given to top 5 rankers. First ranker will get 5,000 rupees voucher, second 4,000 rupees, third 3,000 rupees, fourth ranker will get 2,000 rupees, and fifth ranker will get 1,000 rupees. I will surely enroll the test, and I urge all of you to enroll the test as well. Please use the link that is given in the description box to go to the page and to enroll. Okay, the test is free of cost. Okay, free of cost, so don't miss this. This is the first question. Refer to the line from the passage. The 4th century Emperor Julian found it a particular point of pride that he had only vomited once in his entire life. It can be understood that the purpose of the sentence is. So, what is the purpose of this sentence? That Emperor Julian found it a point of pride. So, he was proud of the fact that he had vomited only once in his entire life. So, to bring about the hypocrisy of Emperor Julian? Absolutely not. To explain how good health was considered to be an achievement in those times for the rich. Okay, so you remember during that time even the rich was not spared. Just let's go to the passage once. See, victims had fever, chills, upset stomach, diarrhea. Okay, then disfiguring scars. Infectious disease was a part of Roman life, so everyone was ill. Most of the people were ill. Malaria, intestinal diseases. Okay, so during that time, if someone was healthy, it was considered to be an achievement. Okay, so that's why it was a point of pride. Okay, let's go to the question. To illustrate how miraculous the case of Emperor Julian was, given that it was very hard for Romans to escape disease during those times, can be. To explain how digestive problems were not particularly common. Digestive problems were not particularly common? No. If that was so, if digestive problems were not common, if vomiting was not common, then Julian wouldn't have taken it as a pride. Okay, to describe how Emperor Julian took painstaking efforts. No, efforts have not been mentioned. Painstaking steps to safeguard his health and steps have not been mentioned. So either B or C. To explain how good health was considered to be an achievement. Now, pride. When are you proud of something? When are you proud of something? When you achieve something, right? When you achieve something, then you are proud, isn't it? So option B is the correct answer because of this word achievement. Okay. You will not be proud of miracles. You will not be proud of miracles. You will be proud of your achievements. Okay, so option B is the right answer. Which of the following was not an impact of smallpox on the Roman city? Town councils were unable to meet. This was an impact. Offensives had to be called off because the plague killed the soldiers in the armies. Yes, this was an impact. Community organizations became short of members. Yes, this was also an impact. I will show you in the passage. Okay. Sailors did not return from voyages, which affected trade and led to shortage of food supply. It killed so many farmers that farms and towns were depopulated. Yes, farms and towns were depopulated. This is also correct. But sailors did not return from the voyages. This is nowhere mentioned. So option D is the correct answer. Okay. Now let's go to the passage and find out. Okay. Offensives were called off. Town councils struggled to meet. Local magistracies went unfilled. Community organizations failed for lack of members. Then your peasantry that abandoned farms and depopulated towns spotted the countryside from Egypt to Germany. Okay. So option D is the correct answer. About sellers, nothing is mentioned. Okay. Next question. Which of the following sentences can fit blank A? Okay. Which of the following sentences can fit blank A? Needless to say, survivor's guilt is not a modern phenomena, and the late 2nd century Roman Empire must have filled with it. Okay, let's go to blank A once. Here. He could even identify the young victim. Most of all, though the disease spread fear. So here you have the blank, and before this blank, Aristides said that he would have died, but God chose a young boy instead of him. And after that, in the next sentence, it is being said that the disease spread fear. Okay. Now let's come to the question, the options. Needless to say, survivor's guilt is not a modern phenomena, and the late 2nd century Roman Empire must have filled with it. So survivors were guilty because they thought that someone else had to die because of them. Okay. The trauma of living through plague can be overcome if a well-governed society works together. Now this gives you a solution or an advice, a suggestion, but the next sentence does not talk about any advice. The next sentence talks about fear. So that's why option B is incorrect. For the worst afflicted, it was not uncommon that they would cough up or excrete scabs that had formed inside their body. Okay, but the previous sentence does not talk about scabs or all these things. Does not talk about symptoms. It talks about a particular person. So this is wrong. And the society that emerges from those efforts. Which efforts? Not mentioned in the previous sentence. So this is wrong. Like some beast, a contemporary wrote, the sickness destroyed not just a few people but rampaged across whole cities and destroyed them. There is no link between the previous sentence and the next sentence. Okay, if we put this. Okay. So the correct answer is option A, that the survivor felt guilty. Why? Because someone else had to die because of him. Here, this person says that he did not die because a young boy died instead of him. Okay. So option A is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following was not one of the steps taken by Roman Empire to tackle the smallpox and epidemic? Not one of the steps. Slaves and gladiators were recruited into armies. Yes, this was done. Emperors encouraged farmers to move to cities and towns in order to fill the vacant positions in the aristocracy. Many cities and towns across Rome collectively dispatched delegates. This was also done. Vacancies in the councils were filled with the sons of free slaves. Yes, migrants from outside the Roman Empire were invited to inhabit. So migrants from outside were invited to live in depopulated farmsteads. This was also done. So option B is the correct answer. Farmers were encouraged to move to cities. No, many farmers died. Peasantry died. Okay, and that's why those places were depopulated. Okay, the farmlands were depopulated. So this is not the correct answer. This is not one of the steps that were taken. Okay, now let's go to the passage and understand this question. Yes. Responded to the deaths of so many soldiers by recruiting slaves and gladiators to the legions. Slaves and gladiators were recruited to the regiment. He filled the abandoned farmsteads and depopulated cities by inviting migrants from outside the empire. Then cities that lost large numbers of aristocrats replaced them by various means, even filling vacancies in their councils with sons of freed slaves. Okay. These are the things that were done. Then towns dispatched the delegates collectively. Fine. Next, which of the following is closest in meaning to the word gruesome? Gruesome means what? Something that is frightening. Frightening. Okay. Hideous. Hideous means what? Hideous means something that is really very bad, extremely ugly. Okay. Hilarious means what? Funny. Hilarious means funny. Prolific. Prolific means something. Prolific means something that is very productive. So we can say a prolific plant. That is, this plant produces many fruits. So this is a prolific plant. Prolific means productive. Okay. Also we can say plenty. Plentiful. Prominent. Prominent means what? Prominent means something that is important. Okay. Now pervasive. Pervasive means something that is very much prevalent. Okay. Something that is very much prevalent, very much familiar. So closest in meaning to the word gruesome as used in the passage. Now gruesome means frightening. Now this frightening means it is a negative word. Now find out a negative word. Funny, is it a negative word? No. Productive, negative word? No. Important, is it a negative word? No. Pervasive, prevalent, is it a negative word? No. Ugly is a negative word. But now we have to look at the passage also. Let's go to the passage and find out the word. With utterly gruesome symptoms, which means what? Ugly symptoms. Okay, ugly symptoms. Prevalent is also not a negative word, so this is also incorrect. Option A is the correct answer. This is how you should solve the vocabulary questions. Okay, which of the following is opposite in meaning to the word exacerbate? Exacerbate means to even worsen a situation. Okay, Aggravate. Aggravate means what? This is a synonym actually. Aggravate means also to worsen a problem, to make a problem even more serious, to worsen a situation. Exaggerate. Exaggerate means what? Exaggerate means actually to actually overemphasize on something, over एम्फसाइज टू, मतलब जब आप फुला के कोई चीज़ बोलते हो, जब आप बहुत ज़्यादा किसी चीज़ पर, मतलब चीज़ है इतना, द थिंग इज़ वेरी स्मॉल बट यू आर रिप्रेजेंटिंग द थिंग टू बी वेरी बिग. Okay, that is exaggerating. Estimate. Estimate is a rough calculation. Allure. Allure means what? Allure means to attract. Allure means to attract. Ameliorate. Ameliorate means to decrease or to reduce the impact of a bad situation. Ameliorate means to reduce the impact of a bad situation. Or we can also say to make something better, to improve. Right, to improve. So the antonym is option E, ameliorate. Exacerbate means worsen, ameliorate means improve. Okay, so here I will end the session. If you have enjoyed this reading comprehension session, then please like the video, and also please write down something in the comment box, so that I understand that you have enjoyed this session and I can bring more sessions on reading comprehension in the future. Okay, bye, take care.